Hello dear friends, my name is Dr. Igor Atabekov. I am clinical oncologist practicing since 2010 in Russia. Today we are continuing our video series on the Day of Earth. We are continuing to cover the videos connected to health of planet, our health, and let's talk about the problem of microplastic and phthalates. Did you know that every year new 8 million of tons of plastic are added into the ocean? What is the most dangerous? That we don't see all of it. We can see the biggest particles. Microplastic is present in our water, food and air. How does it impact our life, health, and what is the connection to cancer? Let's figure it out. Microplastics are tiny particles less than 5 millimeters. It can come from broken down plastic bottles or containers or other materials under the influence of sunlight, wind or salty waves. One plastic bottle will release more than 10,000 microparticles. Also, other sources are synthetic fibers, textile industry. During washing, all the stuff goes to the water, to the rivers through sewers, to the seas and oceans. Next one are car tires. When tires rub against asphalt, they release these microparticles. And, of course, different creams, shampoos, etc. Microplastics choke marine life. Plankton, fish may mistake it for food, and it enters the food chain and ends up on your plate. You can get it from water, tap or bottled. You can get it from food, for example, seafood or salt. You can get it from air, the dust from clothes or synthetic carpets. You can get it from cosmetics, the scrubs or shower gels, etc. In one of the studies, 80% of participants had microplastics in their blood. It was also found in breast milk and placenta of the animals, and in lungs and colon it can cause chronic inflammation. But microplastic is not the only problem. The thing is, microplastics are the particles, but also it may contain different chemicals that are added there. For example, phthalates. They can influence our hormonal levels, cause hormonal disbalance, and even be associated with some hormonal cancers. So, phthalates are toxic chemicals that are added to plastic to improve its flexibility, or they can be added to cosmetics to stabilize their odor. For example, they are softeners in PVC flooring, fragrance in shampoos. Microplastics are physical particles, phthalates are chemical substances contained in microplastics. 500 tons of phthalates are released into our world every year. Phthalates are not chemically bound to microplastics, and they can easily leach out from plastics. So, simple bottle may release not only microplastic particles but also phthalates that will go into soil and water. Industrial damage factories that are producing different PVC materials, textile or cosmetics also release a lot of phthalates. Everyday products use. For example, washing the microplastic and phthalate materials, clothes, release them into our soil and water. Atmospheric deposition. Phthalates can evaporate from different products, like for example vinyl car interior or PVC flooring, construction materials. They can return to human sphere, seafood, rain, water or plastic food packaging. 90% of all ocean microplastic contains phthalates. Phthalates is a threat to our health. So again, you can find it in the bottles, in the food containers, you can find it in cosmetics, perfumes, nail polish, shampoos. You can find it in vinyl products like flooring or shower curtains, for example. You can find it in medical devices like IV tubes or blood bags. Okay, so how do they influence us? First, let's talk about microplastic. Microplastic may deposit in our tissues, in our organs. If it's very small, these particles can go very deep and cause chronic inflammation, fibrosis, and be associated even with cancer. For example, microplastic was found in brain, placenta, and breast milk of animals. The bigger and sharp particles can scratch our mucous membranes and cause inflammation in guts or lungs, chronic inflammation, risk of fibrosis and cancer. Next, chemicals. They can absorb chemicals. They can bring heavy metals or, for example, pesticides into our body and release them there. Some polymers like polysterol can alter the function of our hormonal receptors, causing hormonal disbalance. There were interesting experiments where they were adding microplastic into healthy cells, and after long and chronic exposure, these healthy cells turned into cancerous. And of course, chronic inflammation, because immunity will try to attack this microplastic in our organs. Okay, what about phthalates? Again, phthalates are chemicals, not microparticles. They have hormonal actions. For example, they are associated with several hormonal cancers like breast, ovarian, and prostate cancer. In males, it can cause the decrease in testosterone and infertility. We don't have large prospective studies, but we have associations between phthalates and these diseases. Also, they can alter the function of thyroid gland, and this is the major problem nowadays, very common. In one experiment on animals, addition of phthalates caused liver cancer. Also, they can cause epigenetic changes, cause the function of our genes. For example, they can turn off the tumor suppressor genes, p53, for example, that protects from cancer. And we see these p53 problems in many cancers, by the way. We don't have a very strong, direct proof that, okay, phthalates really cause cancer, but it is considered to be a possible cancerogen by World Health Organization. Of course, there are risks for pregnant because they can cross a placenta and cause harm to baby. And Columbia University found out that there is association between phthalates and autism in children. Kids' toys with PVC, polyvinyl chloride, may release these phthalates through skin or through mouth. Kids often put everything into the mouth and cause, for example, early sexual development. Again, they act on reproductive system. Okay, this is all very scary. There is a problem is not solved yet. For example, did you know that you consume about 1 credit card of microplastic every week? Sorry if you won't sleep again after this information. Microplastics are in food, in water, in air. Small changes like switching into the glass containers and cups, buying bamboo toothbrush may already decrease your exposure. Always check cosmetics when you buy it. It must be phthalate-free. Filter tap water. Avoid plastic packaging. Never heat up anything in plastic. Choose natural fibers like cotton and wool. Some companies already develop microplastic catching balls for laundry. That's already nice. And don't forget about ventilation at your room, especially if you have some PVC materials there. Don't forget to watch the labeling, the marking of plastic. 3 and 7 are about our today's topic. That means phthalates in microplastic is not only the problem of ecological situation in our planet, but also it impacts our health. We see a lot of oncological diseases, even in youth and kids nowadays. Incidence of cancer really grows. And I guess in part it's connected to this problem. So try to be attentive, try to use natural materials, try to use glass, minimize plastic and PVC, and be watchful when you're choosing the cosmetics. Thank you for watching this video. Thanks to everyone who is supporting this channel, it's very important for me. I wish you to be healthy, to be in a good mood, and see you in the next videos. Goodbye.
Don't be afraid, Dr. Igor. He's got the cure for